Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm once again gonna talk about character creation. And little disclaimer before I start talking, I know there's people out there with different opinions and that's perfectly fine. Because I think everyone should play the game how they want to play the game. But this one, like this video, is about the reasons why you can't put or can't change too much in your character creation. Besides if you want to go for a special playstyle. For example, I've seen a comment that someone is changing his character build to a way that is harder for him to play because he just wants the game to be harder in total. But I'm talking about the most effective and most time-saving build. So if I click next, this one right here is just example of what happens if you're changing up these points. So we want to go for 333 later. Just really quick, if you start changing up these points, for example, over here, normally if you level up or if you have a 333, you can go for one skill to advanced each, and one advanced skill is basically 1.11 million XP, which consists out of 10,000 points for basic, 100,000 for medium, and then another million for advanced. So in total you could get for 4 categories 4.44 million XP at a maximum. If you do it like this now, as you see we have 2 skills which are basic and a half, 2 skills which are medium and 1/3, something like that. And then 2 skills which are on advanced. The whatever I skilled over here doesn't matter, right? But as I am showing in my little math thing right here, is that the total comes out to be around 2.783 million skill points or XP points or whatever. And the total loss would be somewhere around 1.657 million, depending on how much that is. If that's actually 1/3, then the numbers should be pretty accurate. If it's more or less, which I can't see, but it should be pretty accurate, right? So yeah. And the thing is also, since you've changed these ones up, for example, if you go for 5 decks, which can't go higher, I think, you would waste time not only getting the skill points which you lost in character creation, but you also need to level up the categories themselves, and that's added up together. It probably takes way more time than to just go for 4 skills advanced and the other ones which you need leveled up in game. So we're going quickly back. I'm gonna go for 333 like that. And now, first category, I think the most important skills are rifles, archery, and after that melee weapons and maybe handguns. I think between archery and rifles depends on what you want to do first. But since rifles are not very rare in the game, you can go for rifles and then in PvP use the rifles instantly without even leveling them up, because I think archery is not too important for PvP. It is important though for the bunker, but the thing is, even with no skill on archery, you can one-shot the razors if you know where they spawn and how they spawn, and if you're a little bit trained you can easily do that as well. And the thing is, archery and rifles both level up very fast, right? You could, for example, just get Brenner to the first door and then just shoot him. Literally takes just a few minutes to level these skills up. The only thing is, rifles is pretty resource intense since you need all the ammunition, and the same goes for archery, but I think rifles here, this is now personal preference, but I think rifles are in this point better. So for constitution, I would go for running, because running gives you more stamina or less stamina consumption, and it also gives you more speed in jogging and sprinting, while endurance is basically just less resource cost, so you need less energy and less water, and you get higher stamina recovery rate, but yeah, still running is better, and I think everyone agrees with that one. For dexterity, depending on what you want to do, but I think thievery is the thing you need the most because it's helping you in the bunkers, gives you more time for the math task and also for the lockpicking at the arsenal rooms. If you are a demolition guy, then go for demolition because I think both of them are pretty hard to level up. Or, I mean, not hard, but it takes a lot of time and patience to level them up. Another skill which is important is stealth, but stealth is a AFK level, so you just crouch in grass and then it levels up by itself, so don't waste your points going for stealth, I guess. And for the last section, I think awareness, sniping, camouflage, engineering and medical, all of them are pretty important, but the thing is, I would go for medical, because that's the most hard thing to level up, because you need the resources for healing, which are bandages and all that stuff, which is pretty expensive, and also takes a lot of time. Compared to that, engineering also takes a resource, but most likely just wooden planks, which you have on every tree, if you cut them down, right? So I think that's the easier thing to level up. Awareness is leveled by looking at items, I think, if they are laying on the ground. And if I'm not wrong, there should be a trick how you just crank up your awareness pretty fast, but I'm gonna make a video about all the leveling skills pretty soon as well, so yeah, don't mind about that. And sniping basically levels up with rifles, which could be one reason to not go for rifles but for archery, or maybe melee weapons if you want, because it's also pretty hard to level up. But if we go for rifles now, sniping still is pretty easy to level up, because you can use a UMP or an MP5 or something and attach a ACOG scope on it, and then if you lure Brenner to the front room, it's literally just a job of a few minutes and a few bullets to crank up the sniping skill. So yeah, medical, because it's hard, and it also helps very much in the bunkers if you're getting hit and you have a few bandages. It's really, really good having some medical skill. Oh yeah, and camouflage is important, but it's the same like stealth, AFK leveling thing, so don't waste your points on that. You just go into a bush or some grass and then it will level up by itself. Yeah, that's basically it already. I hope you understand what I mean when I say I'm trying to get the most effective way, not any like personal preference stuff. And that's it already. And goodbye.